Hello, and welcome back to World of Tanks. So, got a couple of close games for you today. Here we go, skip time a little bit. First one is in the new Tier 8 Czechoslovakian tank destroyer from the Marathon. I got it, I did 39 out of the 40 stages, so I got it quite cheap. I just had to pay a couple hundred gold for the last stage, just before the time ran out. And yeah, that STA2 drove off the cliff, detracked himself, and I think he had enough and just went AFK, because that's as far as he got. So yeah, this thing is quite decent. Got a good rate of fire, very accurate gun. The shell velocity, not the best. And of course it doesn't have any armor. Well, it does. It got some armor, but not a lot. Do some blind shots into that bush. I'm not hitting anything, which means there's no one there. At least not at the moment. Take a look at this deployment here. Got a lot of tanks going north. We got some tanks going south, but the enemy already has the hill. I'm not gonna push in, I'm unarmored. The M103 seems to want to push in, as does the other heavy tanks. That's good. So I'm at this moment hoping that we can win the hill, because our heavies got up there relatively unmolested by the enemy team. So do some more blind shots into that bush. I am assuming there's a Su-130 in there somewhere, because there are two of them on the enemy team. Either that or the enemy Czechoslovakian tank destroyer. By the way, this thing is called the ShPTK-TVP. That's a mouthful. Someone needs to come up with a nickname for this thing, because I'm not calling it that. Someone tried calling it the Shrek tank. I don't know, it didn't seem to stick. So just keep working this position. Someone is already trying to blind fire the bush, but I'm not sitting quite in the bush, because it's a very obvious bush. As you can see, there are some craters on the ground there in front of me. Which leads me to believe that there might actually be someone in that bush I was blind firing. I just wasn't hitting them. So for now, just keep working this position, waiting for some targets to show up. And it seems like the enemy T10 might be wanting to push past that rock. And our team has taken out some of the tanks on the hill, and there's just the Borask left. But well, the hill is still not under our control, which is sad. And the score is quite even. We are down on hit points, but remember, there we go, pause. All of these tanks are out of my render range, so I have no idea what their actual hit points are. Okay, so there the T10 was pushing. I was a little bit slow to react, and I got spotted as he crossed over. And I drive up to the rock, hug it, and hopefully I'm gone dark by now. And here comes artillery. Didn't hit me though. And yeah, it doesn't have a lot of armor. It has a little bit of armor, so enough to absorb some HE damage. And our guys on the hill, not looking too good. And there's just one left, it's the M103. Calling for help for the to the AFK tank, hoping it's gonna wake him up. Did not seem to be the case, so time to retreat. We've lost this flank quite soundly. I haven't done too much. 1,000 damage that I can see, and probably no blind damage, because there didn't seem to be anyone I was hitting in the bush. So I got 2 equipment setups on this tank, one with a turbo and rammer and what's the last one? Optics, and the other one with rammer, optics and low noise exhaust. Because the camo is quite decent. But an AFK tank can still be of use, and I'm hoping if they push past this corner that the AFK tank is gonna spot them, and then I can fire through the trees without getting spotted. That's my plan for the moment. And here's the Burask. Didn't quite have a shot on him. So Standard B is asking, is the STA AFK? I answer yes. Still no shot on the Burask. Luckily, artillery takes him out. So that gives me room to maneuver again. So the enemy Czech tank destroyer up there. The Su-130 is still not spotted. Our AFK friend is taking fire from artillery and is stunned, which means his view range is gonna be very bad. Do some peeking down here, and the AMX-65T is on 700 hit points. So that's gonna be 3 hits to kill from my gun. I don't have a lot of alpha. I do have rate of fire though. But that was not a hit, so it didn't do much. That was a hit. And artillery. And that was a hit. So he's dead. Now, it's again, the Su-130's not been spotted. Well, one of them just got spotted up on the north, and he took out the Standard B. I'm still assuming the other one is up here somewhere. Or might be in the middle. I'm hoping to get some shots from the hill. Having the hill is great because it gives you shots over most of the map. But once the rest of your team has disintegrated, it's of limited use because you have no one to spot for you. Our Standard B is not too happy with our AFK friend, and neither am I, by the way. So it's back up to base to see if I can cut off this northern Su-130. That seems to be where they are coming from now. The Su-130, like my own tank, pretty decent camo. I'm not sure if he's also running optics and low noise exhaust though, so I might be able to outspot him, which is what I'm banking on. So up to this bush. Don't seem to be spotting anything just yet. And there he is. And I'll load HE as my next round, but it misses. HE on this tank, very good penetration, around 100 millimeters. That's quite good for HE. I think that was a hit. And then artillery takes him out. So back to AP, because here comes the M3Y. And the Su-130. Our AFK friend is now dead. Hit but no pen. I should probably load heat here. But AP has very good penetration as well. Not quite finding the angles. But I'm not getting spotted, which is very good. Here's the Su-130. Use intuition to reload HE. I miss, but artillery landed a very good hit and set him on fire. Here comes the enemy artillery. Splashes both me and my arty. But I still got 600 something HP. And I have the DPM to take this guy out. Especially because he tried firing HE. And my armor was good enough to absorb most of it. And suddenly we seem to be winning, which is nice. So now it's just up to the enemy base. There we go, skip forward. And our standard B is not quite so salty anymore because we are winning. I have an HE shell loaded. As I said, it's got good penetration. And let's see here, 420 average damage, which should be enough to one-shot the enemy artillery if I get an HE pen. With AP, I would need at least 2 hits. And there he is. And boom. And that was a pretty good close battle in the Tier 8 Czechoslovakian heavy, not heavy tank destroyer. It's not heavy at all. And with some, you know, close game decision making and stuff like that. So, well, I've got one more for you, which is a little bit more epic. Alright, we are back, this time in the Char Futur 4. Char Futur? Char Futur. It's French. I don't speak French. It's a Tier 9 Battle Pass reward tank. I've had it for a while. I haven't played it much. I've got 40 some battles in it. So I'm going back and forth between equipment here, and I eventually settle on vents, optics, and vert stab. The other one is turbo vents, vert stab. But I figure the view range might be nice to have on this map for what I'm trying to do. And what I'm trying to do is to play around this area here in the middle. I feel that on this map the north is the flank that's most decisive. I don't have the armor or the gun depression to work that flank very effectively in this tank. The south is more or less a sideshow for the most part. So, start out here. Can't really see. I rarely play the middle on this map. I usually, in medium tanks and tank destroyers and some tank destroyers, go south. But I've come to the realization that it's, as I said, mostly a sideshow. There we go. Get some shots on the AMX-30. Well, at least one shot. So, this tank, one of the Battle Pass reward tanks. It's got a free large repair kit. You don't have to pay to replenish it, which is nice. That saves you 20,000 credits per game, which adds up. It's otherwise a quite decent tier 9 medium tank. It's got a 4-shot autoloader. Time between shots, not the greatest. Time between magazines, very long. But the gun is pretty good. There we go. Make the bush bushy and proceed to farm this T110E4. Oh, that's 3 out of 3. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So, reload the magazine. As you can see, it takes a while. One thing I kind of like about this tank is that the reload time between magazines gives you time to think and maybe relocate. I'm not doing that at the moment because it doesn't seem to be too safe to relocate too much. Like jump from one bush to another. Sadly, I don't have shots on the Scorpion G, and I felt that if I tried to approach him and dump a clip in him, I might kill him, but I'd be spotted and in a total crossfire. Oh, battle is somewhat even. No shots on the Scorpion G, sadly. Progetto 66 is pinging him. Maybe wants me to go and get him. Don't really feel like it. But I've got some flanking shots on the 122 TM. Now, 3 shots left. Should be enough to do some damage against a Scorpion. The enemy team in the south, or east rather, seem to be occupied doing other stuff. Scorpion is not here, but I've got some side shots on the Taurus. Not spotted. Dump the clip into the bushes. I'm hoping to get some blind shot hits. I'm actually not sure if any of those hit, apart from the first one. Okay, Scorpion G popped up in the north, but the T110E4 popped up in the south, and Scorpion G died, so I think I made the right choice not going after him. Here we go, reload the magazine. As I said, it takes a while. And there we go, that guy is dead. Not quite good enough of an angle there. Not that one either. Should probably have held those last shots and waited for the E4 to turn his flank again. He's backing up, I'm reloading. Again, it takes a while. Our battle is still quite even on hit points at least, but we are down 2 tanks. Reload, reload, reload. It really does take a while. And here we go. That's a bounce. And that's a kill. And I go for the fast reload. Only 5 APCR rounds remaining. I'm reloading a heat magazine. Going after the Kranvagn up in the north. While reloading. Luckily, artillery lands a hit and takes out the crown. Reloading, still not quite complete. But now I've got that C-130 dead to rights. I was hoping I could stay dark between the pushes, but sadly not, so he puts a return hit into me, but he's dead. So there's that. Do a tactical reload, still on my heat magazine. So plan now is to go east and hunt the artillery, which I am assuming is down here in the corner. That's where they usually are. And Kranvang says this Char Futur 4 is really good. Oh, thank you. That made me blush. Being a Norwegian, of course, I can't take a compliment, so I just goes, I'm okay, I guess. He says 30 should take the hits. Would be a good idea, but the 30 is very slow. And he was asking about my win rate, which is not quite 60%. I used to be able to hold down a like 60 to 65% recent win rate, but then the marathon event happened and I just spammed out games and played like an idiot, so it dropped like a stone. No, up here, artillery was not found. So he must have relocated, or maybe he was up north all the time. Probably not, given where our dead tanks are, and that he's not been spotted. He must have moved north after the battle up there was done with. Ferdinand, what's your plan? Ferdinand says, Bush. Okay. Okay. You Bush. So E4 says at least go cap, which is a good idea. And the enemy tortoise shows up down here near our base. So now we have a bit of a time crunch. Our Ferdinand is going for the enemy cap. I need to clean up here and then go deal with the tortoise. AMX showed up behind me. Let's kill the artillery first. First shot goes, I don't know what happened, but second. Sadly not a high roll, so not a kill. I've got 1 round left for this guy, and 1 round was all I needed. Now reload back to APCR because I've got 5 of those remaining. Enough to fill a 4-round magazine. Ferdinand is going for cap. Again, slowly. But the enemy tortoise is already in cap. I was trying to type while driving. And I say 30 cap, I defend. Because now, with the Ferdinand in the cap, all I have to do is do some kind of damage to the tortoise. It could be as little as a tracking shot or a hit to a viewport or something. Anything to reset the cap. And even if it kills me then, we would have won because our Ferdinand would be capping. He's not gonna kill me though. That's not a tracking shot I was looking for. That was. And you are dead. That was a Top Gun, and according to the stats it was like 6k something damage, which is the best game I've had in the Char Futur 4 until now. So that's my first ace tanker in the Char Futur. Probably gonna keep playing this thing because it's actually pretty good. If you are like not sure what you should spend your Battle Pass tokens on, Char Futur 4, not a bad pick. The AE Phase 1, also quite good. The Kunzepanzer, also quite good. The new French Tier 9 heavy tank. don't get that one. It's trash, it's junk, it's pure garbage. But yeah, Char Futur 4, pretty good for a French tank. Goodbye, take care.